Cura team, welcome back. Welcome back to Deadside heading into 2026. I know it's not 2026 yet, but it soon will be. So I thought I would get a jump on this, and this will form one of the introductory group of videos that I'm doing for Deadside Season 2. And we'll sort of take it from there in terms of the structured videos. And I'm also running these structured videos in parallel with a live playthrough series, which I do relatively routinely also for Deadside. I am hoping, fingers crossed, that Deadside gets a lot of love in 2026. According to all press releases that I have read, 2025 was a good year, better than expected for the console release, and that Tiny Build Games, who bought the developers, I believe Bad Pixels, have put together a bit of a plan for the next few years to get this sorted, and that there is some various things in the pipeline, and there's various things in the press and so on about Bad Pixels employing more developers to the studio to work on Deadside and so on, which will be pretty good. It's probably it's got good bones. Needs a bit of work, a bit buggy. There's things that still go wrong from time to time. Be aware of that, but it has some good bones. When you kick it off, this is the screen you're going to see. Shame the guns are in the way. There's a scantily clad 1980s blonde at the back of the door. There used to be a picture of your character here, but that has gone at some point in the last 6 or 7 months. So I don't really know what the story with that is. Anyway, probably what you will want to look at first is over here. The settings is fine. You want to mess around with your field of view. You want to mess around with your controls and inverts and various bits and pieces and stuff like that. That's all fine. But you probably want to go to the join servers. So this is where you're going to be jumping in to join your servers. Now, unlike games like DayZ, your character is not persistent. Your character is locked to a server. So if you join a server and start on a server, and then you decide to move to another server, you are going to start from scratch on a new server. Your character will not come across pardon me, from the old server. This one's taking its sweet time. Let's see if we can get that refreshed. Right, I did mention it was a bit buggy. I literally had to restart the game to get the server list back up again. So here we are. You can, if you select across the top, you can choose how to sort the servers. So I like to sort mine by ping because I really would like to be able to play the game. And you can see once it gets over like 150, it starts to get a little bit sketchy. Australia is the closest region to me, followed by Asia and so on. Your server list will undoubtedly look different. And you can see there that we've got two maps. We've got Murney and we've got Putney. Murney is the general sort of starting map, the first map that came with the game. Putney is, I believe, a more intense design for PvP map. I think it's a smaller area. I think they may have condensed some loot locations and things to try and make it a bit more battle arena deathmatch like, etc. Whatever the situation is, entirely up to you. And you can choose between PvE only. PvE only means you cannot shoot other players, you can't melee them, you can't break their stuff, you can't break their bases, you can't steal from their bases, you can't do anything like that. It's a great mode. I wish DayZ had a PvE only mode. I think it would help a lot of people. I think it would help calm down a lot of people if they could get into an official server on the understanding that it's okay to talk to people. And then you have the PvP modes, which are PvP modes, obviously. They're still PvE and also PvP. And then you've got no wipes, no aim assist, no whatnot, and so on. You have the private servers, so we'll order those by ping for the local area. So there's a variety of private servers there. Obviously, locks are ones that have passwords and so on. Um, I do note that there's sometimes some things where they will say stuff like, um, it's a PVE only map, but it says underneath it it's PvP. So I don't know exactly how that works. But then you've got things like that PvP no raids, which means that you can shoot each other but not raid each other's bases. But also it says here no wipes, but the last wipe was 45 days ago. So okay. Um, there was an update in October. I don't know if that would be 45 days ago, but not all of them have been wiped. So you see that some of them haven't been wiped and so on. So I don't know what the story with wipes is or what that is. History of the servers you have visited and the ones you have favorited and so on. And then you've got your filtering choices here: crossplay, wipes, the maps, the PvP, the camera, the aim assist, the various other bits and pieces, and so on. I've been playing live on 3702, and I have a little bit of a thing going on there, so we're not going to jump in there for this. We're going to jump in for a start, and we're going to cover your sort of first hour-ish. I bear in mind that I've been gas bagging on for the better part of nearly 10 minutes already. So we're going to start from a brand new server that we haven't been on, and I'm going to cover, what would be my expectations. Oh, there she is, isn't she lovely? The things that we would have to do when we were joining the server. This is your various character detail. We'll go with Lunk over here in the start. That's really all you get. so there you go. That's your character choice. Some people might say maybe you want more. You get a little bit more with DayZ, but is it really important? So here you are, here we are, and this is where we're starting out. Now, everybody comes with a map. Here's the map. That's up on the D-pad. This is not a bad place to start, actually. So you generally start here. This is like Kindergarten Island. This is like where you mostly start. Sometimes you might start kind of slightly over here, but this is not a bad place to start because there's a few things we can get sorted on first. The map legend is there, so read it, get to know it. The things that are probably important are the green areas are safe zones, and the yellow areas are where you can fast travel. So you can fast travel between all the fast travel points, etc. And in the green areas, the NPCs on this game, which are called bots, can't attack you. They won't attack you. You can't shoot. You can't shoot other players. So if it's a PvP map, this is a safe area. This is where the trader is. So we're going to mark this. Boom. The trader's over here. We want to get to the trader first, and I'll explain the trader when we get there. Now, all down here is where people will spawn in, and there's some little townships and various other bits and pieces, and all through here there's a bunch of buildings and things. You will likely run into quite a lot of bots through here, and some of them might be pretty tough. You're also going to have to deal with wolves, probably. You're going to want a gun. You can kill wolves with a knife, but preferably a gun. You can kill bots with an axe, but obviously you got to get close to them, and they're all carrying guns. Probably shotguns, probably pistols, probably bits and pieces. Now, you will, when you start, we'll just get out of the way, because bots roam around all over the place, and they can see you from some distance, and they will start shooting. You will get this tutorial option here, which tells you about all this stuff that you need to do, which is great. If you want to do that, do that. Otherwise, that's fine. I would say what we need to do is basically just switch it off. I don't think it's going to be handy to me. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need food, and we're going to need to think about water. But you see here, we start with 100, and we start with 97 food and 96 water. Now, we don't really have just a manual zoom, but there's a bridge down there, and it looks like there might be a bot standing on it. Normally they would be walking around, but not always. I don't think it's a good idea to go down there right now, but what is a good idea is running along this river. Because if you run along the river, or any of the bodies of water, really, one of the things we're going to be keeping an eye out for is mussels. You will get some mussels along the banks of the rivers. And if we find some mussels, we can eat those mussels. And there's a few places along here I know are worth looting. Now, up there, you see up at the top of the hill through the trees, up there is a military base. So we kind of want to stay away from that because it's not very hard, it's not very difficult, but it will be well populated, and we will end up having to deal with some rather annoying bots, which we don't want to do. Here you go, mussels. That's what mussels look like. So we got some food. Oh, I should probably say we want to equip this. So you equip this in this slot. It's a bit of a clunky system. It's triangle to put away, hold triangle to put away the knife. It's triangle to pull the knife, and you just, you know, slash at things and so on. There's not, I haven't found a quick wheel or anything, so there's no quick wheel system that I can find, so it is a bit of a nuisance. Anyway, we'll carry on because there's a few things. Here we go, look, more mussels. These will do us. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We're going to get ourselves sorted. Now, over the river from here are a couple of little features. We might go and have a little bit of a quick nosy. But we also want to be careful because we're not armed yet and we don't want to run into too many bots. So I see there's some mussels here. We're going to grab those and we're going to go straight across the river. You can't get wet, you don't get cold, you don't get hot, you don't get any of that kind of stuff. Your gear doesn't get ruined. Armored gear gets ruined, but regular gear does not. So we're going to start heading up the hill. We don't want to run into bots at this stage if we don't have a gun. If you run into bots and you don't have a gun, leg it, alright? Just leg it. There's nearly always 3 or 4 of them at a time. And they're good shots. So don't be afraid to leg it, right? Right, let's check a couple of buildings. We're looking for, predominantly we're looking for some rags and we're looking for some guns. So, right, we got a gun. That's a start. So we're armed and moderately dangerous. We will need to put that where our knife is. Don't need to worry about it now. Now the other thing is, all weapons come empty. Square to reload. All weapons come empty. So remember that. Oh, shotgun. That's also good. Shotgun's good. You can have up to 3 weapons at a time. This one is also empty. Let's load that up. Triangle to shift weapons. Hold triangle to put them away. Right, let's see what we got in here. Got some goodies? No goodies. Goodies? No goodies. Loot spawns in fairly regularly, I've found. Right, here's some jeans. Now, we're currently wearing tracksuit pants which have 3 slots, there you can see. These have 4 slots. You have to basically unequip these, and you can't just unequip because it says there's no space in the inventory. So you have to drop them. You then have to X to put the jeans on, and you then have to pick everything up again. So the inventory transfer side of things is a bit clunky, like I say. Up on the D-pad shows you what's in your inventory and also what's lying around. We want rags. R2 will give you the drop-down menu, and you can disassemble, and the rags are automatically there, which is perfect. So we've got rags. That's awesome. We've got another shotgun. Absolutely doesn't matter. We can sell it. What we want to do, though, is we want to go to craft, and we want to go to items. And what we want to get to is a sleeping bag. Now, you see there in the sleeping bag, we want 5 rags. So that's our first goal. Our first goal is some rags because we want a sleeping bag. The sleeping bag behaves a lot like a bed in Minecraft. it's your individual spawn point. So you can put down a sleeping bag almost anywhere, and that gives you an opportunity to respawn in that location should you die again. You can see that there's a this has gone green, which means there's something in here, so we can mine for things. Look at this, tracksuit pants, we've got that, more ammo, acid stick of dynamite, which we don't need, but we do want more rags. We've got 4 rags. So things that you can interact with highlight green, so bear that in mind. Some more rags. Right, so we can make a sleeping bag, and this is not the worst place in the world to put a sleeping bag. So square to craft that. It's in our bar at the bottom, which is the D-pad to access the bar, and we'll just plonk it in the corner. It'll eventually decay by itself, but for right now, it'll sit there, and it can barely be seen. No one can destroy it on a PvE server anyway, and that means if we should die, there's a little campground up there I'm keen to explore. You get a wolf up there. If we do die, you can see there's a little green blob and a timer. The timer is counting down from 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes time, this will be an available respawn point for us. So if we get nearly over here and we die, we don't have to worry about respawning down the end of the point and having to come all the way back again, and so on and so forth. So there you go. Right, there is also the possibility of bots up here at the campground, so we'll need to be careful with that. My advice is, if you're not sure, get a gun out. Make sure it's loaded. Doesn't seem like there's anybody here. Sure, the wolf will turn up. Logs, we don't need logs. Water, no. Formalin, we can sell it. No space in the inventory. Right, need a bag. Do we have a bag? Is there a bag here? Not a bag we can use. There's some ammo. We don't have enough capacity for any of this stuff right now, because we've got 2 pistols and we have our ammo. Is there anything here we desperately need? There's something here we can take, because it'll fit in the bar in the bottom. The fish, we could really do with the fishing line. So I'm going to drop that, and I'm going to equip that, and I'm going to pick up the fishing line, because that is pretty helpful stuff. If we do find a bag around here, it's a soda, that will help. Food, that will help. Yeah, finding a bag around here would be awesome. There's a big ass axe. We should be able to take that. Because it should fit in. Oh, we got 2 shotguns, that's why. It's good condition, that axe. Let's drop that and let's pick up the axe. There's something else over there. What is that? It's like a spark plug or something. A duck whistle. That's that helps you when you go duck hunting, obviously. No, there's no. That's rags we can take. We can load up with ammo. We can load up with some more rags because we need them. We always need rags. Right, so there's no bag here. So that's a bit of a downer, because they should be able to pick up the ammo, because you can carry a lot of shotgun ammo. Sometimes it's a bit hard to get the game to just. It wants me to pick up the shotgun. I don't want to pick up the shotgun, I just want to pick up the ammo. Thank you. Right, no bag. We'll try up at the hide. There's good stuff here, but none of it is bag. We need the capacity to carry extra things. We can make a bag, but we need burlap, I believe. Right, what's that? More formalin? I think we can. We didn't take the formalin. So I didn't mean to do that. Thank you. So crafting wise, if we wanted a bag, we need a rope and 4 rags. So we could do that, but we don't have enough rags yet. So that's a bit of a pain, and I didn't see anything down here that we could rag up. Did I? There was some... No, because I would have ragged it if there was. Almost certain. Did I miss a... Is there a bag in there? No, there isn't. Can't get in there. Then again here, there's a big fire axe on there I nearly missed. If you want the fire axe, that's fine. Check this bag again. No. Some bits and pieces, some tarps. No, no rags there. And I don't think there was any rags over here. So, no, there isn't. There's nothing there. But that's okay. Because there's another little shack there, and then up in those trees, there's a little village, which is where we're off to next. And you can see that our food and water is starting to drop, which is fine. That's going to happen. There's a duck. You can shoot the duck if you're fast enough. You can shoot it. There's another one. Shoot it with a shotgun. You get some food. They come out of the reeds generally. Right. This is just dead bloke. Just dead bloke. Dead bloke. Dead bloke. Dead bloke. Yeah, nothing else. Right. Carry on down here. There's another hut. Go down. Probably not going to get any mussels down here amongst the reeds. At least I don't think I've found any amongst the reeds. Yeah, there we go. Right at the edge of the reeds there is. We'll pick up some food because it doesn't hurt. You're going to need it. Mussels are only like 10 nutrition or something. As far as I know, food doesn't go off. At least I've not run across food going off. Right, what we got in here? Got a beanie. Let's get a beanie on our head. Although, again, don't need to. Purely cosmetic. There's no... If we wanted rags, we can very definitely... We can move that. We can drop it. And we can say, okay, let's disassemble that. So we've got 4 rags. So if we made a rope, we'd have to create space in our inventory for said rope. That's a bit annoying. That's a bit annoying because I'd have to drop my fishing line. Right, so we got rope. We're going to need a bag. Can't carry the fishing line. I don't know. Might be able to come back for it. We might find something around here. Find some more food. That's for sure. The vodka you can't drink. There's ooh, a little stove. The vodka is for making disinfected rags. They heal you a little bit better than your average common or garden rag. A shovel, some additional ammo for a different kind of pistol. So this is a different kind of pistol. This is the TTK. It does damage of 40. This one is the IZH, which only does damage of 35. This one takes 918s. And this one takes 76225s. It's always good that the weapon always spawns with its ammo next to it. So you're never short of guns, I don't think. These are some medications. Medicaments, as they call it. Right, what we're going to do is, there is sometimes a little bit of, what do you call them? Mussels down here. And then we're going to head up that hill. There we go. Right, come on. This little village up here, we'll hopefully get some more gear. And if we do get some more rags, which is almost certain, we can make a little bag. And then we've got at least a little bag to start with. And we'll also find ourselves some water up here, so we don't need to drink anything. There's the military over there. You can see the military tower. And, you know, keep your ears out, because the bots, they make a lot of noise when they're walking around. They'll tend to walk down the roads. They'll patrol through places. You know, so they'll walk up and down the roads. None today, which is good. Anything in here? No? Okay. What we got here? Look, some rags. Right, we should be able... Try and make sure we're not too visible. We should be able to craft a bag. Right, there we go. So, now I've got a bag, that's automatically on us. That's got 5 slots. So, this is worth a bit of money. This thing, so we're going to take that, because it's worth a bit of money. It'll come in important later in the game, but we don't need it right now. For getting started, we want to get better gear and increase our money. You're going to need money, so you may as well start working on money from the get-go. I don't know if I can see a bot down there. Tell you what, they got bloody good eyes, so if there was one, they'd probably see me first. This is a well. Drink from that. Nice, bit of water. If you, I mean, it'll come up. If you're in town, there's smokes. No, mobile phone. Mobile phone's worth money. If you are in town, that's a bottle of water. You take that, because you can fill that up. You can use it and fill it up. That's not, although it is, you cannot rag that. Yeah, if you are in town, and there are bots and they start shooting, just run and hide in a building. They are pretty dreadful at finding you inside buildings if you stay quiet. What's this? Some wire. In here you'll find things like scrap. We're going to want scrap. That's spare parts. Bring it for now, because we can always sell it. Scrap, you'll find scrap around things like this, broken down machinery, broken down things that are old and rusty. They sometimes have scrap around them, so feel free to look around those kinds of objects. You do need scrap, it will become important. I'll explain why when we get to the trader. Pretty lucky we haven't triggered wolf yet, touch wood. There's some more pistol and pistol ammo. I suppose we've got a bit of spare. What I heard about. We've got a bit of spare capacity now, so we can bring that. What else have we got? Anything here that we could possibly sell? We'll pick up. We can always discard. And obviously, some things are worth more money, so it helps if you can remember what has the highest value. But I tend to pick up everything first, and because it's all got value, and then when I make a decision, or you know, if I find something better, I'll change it up. So bag, rags is good. Don't need a spare knife. Electronics, radio parts. They will probably worth more than that. So we can pick those up. We've got this, which is a better quality gun than the one we're currently carrying, to be fair. So we can probably ditch that, because this one will be worth more money. So quite happy to do that. Bring some more ammo. You can't sell ammo unless you're selling a full block. And a full block is usually like 500 or something. Swear I keep hearing what sounds like a bot outside. We'll bring the ammo. No room for the gun. Drop some trash. Doesn't matter. Alright. Some scrap around here. Some things stack in the inventory, some things do not. And some things only fit in some places in the inventory as well. You'll just get used to that. This is another type of well. There's a few more houses down here we can check in on. And then that's this place. I don't think it has a name. Let's see. Oh, it is Platava. Yeah, so this is Platava. Another well. Good place to come because it's got so many wells, right? There's not that many wells on the other side of the map. You know, if you run up the other side, if you run up this side, there's a well over here by the. This is like a lighthouse, I think. There's not many wells this way, but this Platava has like 4 of them. Right, bunches of wells. So it's good to come this way because you can always just stop and get a top up. It doesn't hurt. Can't get overhydrated. There's some scrap. We got spare parts. We got ammo. Yeah, we could do with a bigger and or better bag, but there's not a lot we can do about that now. This is the starting game. Right, so now there's a bot. He's seen us come into the house, so he'll probably come in. Or not. Right, that's him. Was he alone? They're normally not alone. So it pays to wait. See if anyone else shows up. Don't hear or see anybody. So it's a bit unusual for him to be by himself. What's he got? Some ammo. And that could... Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, there's another guy over there, look. Right, best get in the house. We can always surprise him as well. Can't find me, you see. And they won't come in the house. They will if they see me go into the house, but they're not sure. So there's at least 2 outside. And like I said, don't underestimate them. Sounds like he went up the hill like his mate. If you crouch, they can't hear you. Right, he's gone around this way. There he is. Alright, he's too far away for the shotgun. Now they're on to me. Ish. See, not very smart. Hit that one. Now they know. Or they did know. Another one. No, he's gone off another way. Coming back. Don't see him. Need to get him though. Because they do loiter around. Don't know where he went. We can pick that guy. Oh, pump action shotgun now. That's my preferred friend. So let's ever so quickly drop that. And pick up that. We'll make sure it's loaded. 5. Going to Jamaica. Drop that. I want this shotgun. Everything will become clear later. Right, I don't know where that guy went. But he's still around, so let's be careful. Huh? Mosin? We'll want that. Let's drop that. We'll pick up the Mosin. 1 ammo. Let's drop that. And we'll pick up the ammo. There you go. Now then. It's getting dark. I don't know when that guy went, but there was definitely a couple of guys. Yeah, that's the guy we already shot. Did we not get another one on the hill? I guess we didn't. Right. So could be down here. Just be careful. Don't underestimate them. They're good shots. He's gone off somewhere, and that's fine. He's here. He's around here somewhere. I heard him. Yeah, that's him. Where is he? There he is, there. Look, other side of the fence. I'm not sure if you can shoot through fences. Oh, out of ammo. Oopsie. Right, he had a Mosin too. And we can wear this thing if we want. Just because. Tracksuit pants. and thing. Right, so there you go. So we got some good stuff out of that. We got a sniper rifle, we got a Mosin, which is a distance rifle, which is pretty good. Got the pump action shotgun, which is a good friend of mine, sir. And we've got we've got a lot of there's an SMG here. We don't have any room for the SMG at the minute. I mean, we could drop this guy. He's this who's worth more money to us. I think the SMG is worth more money, but the gun's in slightly better nick. We'll take those. Oh, we can't use the SMG because it's got to go in one of the other larger gun slots. So there you go. Like, there's more loot than you need, right? So that's that. We're scrap house down there. I just want to get a quick boost of water and some food. So we'll head back up here to where the well is. Hopefully no new bots have spawned in up here. That would be annoying. Right, I'll have a spot of food. I'll have some fish. Right. Down this gully. We put our marker in where we need to go, so we're going to go that way. There are a couple of things to be aware of. Wolves, as always. We're bound to trigger one, so I'll show you what that's like. And check your map for missions. Right, there was a mission here, or sometimes there can be a mission here. If there's a mission, it can mean better bots, right? Stronger bots, better armor, better guns, better shots, better everything. Probably, you don't want to tackle those until you've got some body armor, etc. So be aware you don't inadvertently run into a mission, because that would be a bit of a nuisance. And just steer clear, because like I said, a good 60-70% of the time, almost all of those places like that will be populated. There'll be patrols, there'll be somebody. Fine, you want to go get some loot, you want to go kill some bots, you want to go get some experience, that's great. Do that, but do be aware when you're starting out, you probably want to give yourself a little bit of a break before you get stuck in. There's a wolf over here. The wolf spawns are quite interesting. So there's a wolf over here, there's a wolf spawn over here, but it's a bit close, and if you shoot it, the bots from that industrial might come looking for you. There's a tower here. Sometimes you get bots on patrol on top of that tower with Mosins and stuff, so they can shoot at you from quite a distance. There's a couple of wolves over on this side as well, but like I said, I'll show you how to deal with those. They're pretty easy. Doesn't look like there's anybody in the tower today, which is good. Oh no, is that a couple of people? No, that's a couple of items. If it's people, they'd be moving around. They'd also be bigger. If it's empty, might see... Oh no, you see them moving now? So they are people. We'll just steer clear of those, because they'll have sniper rifles. They won't be great shots, but they'll be alright. I haven't triggered a wolf. Can't believe we haven't triggered a wolf. Not even heard one. That's fine. Down this gully. Yeah, they're shooting at us. But that's fine. They can't really hit us. And there's a red flag here. And the minute we cross this red flag, we're safe. And you'll see that the no guns emblem comes up on the right hand side. Says you're entering a safe zone up at the top. They're not firing at us. There'll be no wolves here. We can't use our guns on anybody. There's no loot in the safe zone, obviously. That would just not make any sense. So there's buildings here. That's fine. But no loot, so that's alright. This is the edge of the little town that's over there, which is where we're going to go to next. But we want to go and see the trader for a couple of reasons. Oh, sorry, did we run past the mushroom? Was that a mushroom? I thought we were... No, inside the safe zone. No mushrooms. Right. So, here we are. Bada boom. This is the trader. So, over here at the back, in this shed, over here, is the workbenches. Now, the workbenches are very good because the workbenches allow us to break down knackered guns and replace them. And repair some of the guns we have. We would like this pump action to be in good condition. Now you can see up there it says not enough resources to repair, and it says what resources we need. We can disassemble this shotgun and we'll get some resources. There's still not enough to repair it, so that's just the way it is. We have a couple of guns. We have the Mosin. We want to keep the Mosin. We want to keep the shotgun. We will get enough shotguns to repair this shotgun. Don't you worry about that. We will find enough shotguns. The Mosin will be take a little bit longer. The pistols we don't care about. We're essentially going to sell those anyway. Do be careful that sometimes if you don't have enough space in your inventory, you will drop stuff on the ground. Can we repair this? It says not enough resources to fully repair, but we can repair it to 30%. So let's do that because we don't want it jamming. So there you go. We're jamming. So we've repaired our shotgun a little bit with the stuff we had, and that's fine. So now we need to go and see the traders. And there's two traders in here, Yurgi and Evgeny. And Yurgi does items. Hello, Yurgi. And Evgeny does guns. So let's talk to Yurgi first. So I did say this was worth a bit of money. This electronics repair kit. Again, everything has some kind of use. But for right now, we're just going to sell it. So we're going to sell that. We can't do anything, like I said, about ammunition at this stage. Because you need whole boxes of ammunition and so on. And that's all fine. I'm just doing a bit of moving stuff around. Now, scrap. Let's split this scrap because we've got 1 and 1. Now, you'll see here when you look at this trader over here that it says reputation level 0 to next level 100. And it's got restoration. This is the stuff that he'll sell us under the restoration tab. And it's got the tools, which he'll sell us under the tools tab. And there's useful things under the tools tab. A base lock. We're going to want one of those eventually. There's some things down here. A vehicle lock. We're going to want one of those eventually. And that's really it at the trader that's here. Other traders have other things. Wandering traders have other things, and so on. If we want to increase this reputation, we have to sell him scrap. So we R2 on the item, and we can sell him some scrap, and then it goes to next level 999. So if we wanted to buy these items in red, we need to be level 1. To get to level 1, we're going to need to bring him 100 pieces of scrap, right? Yes. So over here, same deal. He'll buy different kinds of things. He'll buy the gun. So he'll buy that gun for 189. So sell him that. He'll also buy this gun for 237, which I don't want. I'm going to put my knife over here because you need your knife quite a lot, surprisingly enough. And I'm also going to sell him a piece of scrap because oh no, look, they work together. I thought they worked separately, but they don't. They work together. Look, they're both the same, so you don't need to. So Yurgi and Evgeny must be brothers. So we can sell that. It's now 98. So it's 98 for both of them. So they're both the same. I thought it was different. That's good, because that means we need 100 bits of scrap. But you do need 100 bits of scrap. So that's that. That's that. Now then. One of the other things you need to know about is this locker room. Now, the locker room is good, because in the locker room is your private lockers. We put that in storage. We don't want that in storage. We want to sell that. I thought we were selling that. Did I mistakenly hit the wrong button, Yorgi? I did, mate. I did. Sell. So we got 1,600 bucks. Go us. Right, this is where we can store things. So what are we going to store? Things, because we need some room. Until we get, you can get a vest. The vest, better pants will get us better capacity. A vest, you can get a vest, like a field vest, that'll give you better capacity. And you can get better bags, right? So that's fine. We can find those kind of things. And do you get a better coat? I can't remember. Um, yes, you do. You get a coat which also has capacity. So those are things we're going to need. What do we need? I don't think we're going to want to bring the Mosin with us. So I think what we can do is we can leave the Mosin behind for now. We want our shotgun stuff. That's great. This is pistol ammo. We're not going to be using that. And this is machine gun ammo or heavy pistol ammo. And we're not going to be using that either. So we can get rid of that. I know where there's plenty of water where we're going. We're not going to need that. Food we're going to need. Rags. We're going to need, I think just we're doing a bit of jiggery pokery here because we haven't cooked those mussels yet. In fact, we'll just ditch those because we're doing okay because we've got the duck. And I think that's duck and deer. Fried duck and deer. And we've got the water and I know where the water is. And that's fine. So, only take what you need because we're going to end up with quite a bit of loot. We're going to have to come back. And we're going to have to rinse and repeat the looting process a few times. So this is I think this is like a great area. So this for like a PvP server, this is a safe zone. So you can come here and you can meet people and you can chat, you can hang out, you can be nosy with people, you can be aware obviously that in every place there's always psychos loitering around. You know, someone might watch you, see your gear, and then when you run out of here decide to try and follow you, and as soon as you get past the red line of course they can shoot you. So that's that. But having this kind of social area, I think it's a great idea. Like I said, the guys that designed this, they play these games a lot. This is a game designed and developed by people who play games, right? This is a small studio of guys and girls who do this stuff day in, day out, and they wanted a game that was going to be fun, and they sat down and designed something that was going to be fun, and this is what we got. So anyway, this is your first hour, everybody. This is what your first hour should probably be like, more or less, one way or the other. When we come back and do the next one, we're going to go into the town. So the town, it's the twin town of Sosnovka and Beregovoy, and there's some routine places where you can kind of like farm loot and stuff, and there's the docks which spawns missions and things, which can be they can still be challenging, right? There's ways to do these things and all the rest of it. So this is a good place to start. So along this river, along here, that's where we popped our sleeping bag. So you can see if we got shot, we could respawn there. If we want, you can't pop a sleeping bag down in the safe zone, but you could go just outside the safe zone and pop in a sleeping bag if you wanted. Right there is probably the closest, just right down there at the edge of the road. Yeah, so come up this river. If you spawn over here, try and make it over to the river as much as you can. It's kind of safe. It's an easy trajectory. This is like the military base. These are mostly run-down buildings and various other bits and pieces, but I feel like you're sort of a sitting duck up here, and down here is tends to be lots of patrols and bots and things that you run into and so on. And a lot of players run through here, so you don't get a lot of loot. Up here you might get slightly better loot. I don't know if I'd go into Stepno myself. Not at this early stage, because you can get teams of bots in there, but it's up to you. Come up here, Platava, place to be, and then you can follow these gullies all the way down here. Drop off your storage, get yourself sorted, introduce yourself to the local brothers, traders, store some gear, get started, get on your way. and then we'll head into Sosnova and Beregavoy, and then we'll be able to put in a sleeping bag there as well. And then you've got 2 sleeping bags depending on where you are, and we can move on from there. So that's probably really it for your first hour. If you can achieve that in your first hour without dying, and you come out of it with a pump action shotgun, a Mosin, some food and some water, some soda, and a $1,500 or something. That's probably not a bad start, right? I mean, it's not ideal, it's not perfect, but it ain't bad. It's a bloody good start. So there you go. Welcome to Deadside. I hope you found this helpful. If you have found it helpful, do click that like. Do subscribe to the channel. Do click the bell notification so you know when the next of these is coming out. There will be more of them coming along, I can assure you. And I will see you all again real soon. Ta-ta for now.